first to one of the most horrific, violent road rage attacks ever seen, and it all started in a McDonald's drive-thru. Live to reporter Jenna Hudson. The man responsible hasn't been punished. How can that be, Jenna?
Well, here's the thing, Cam. Troy Kuskopf was sentenced to 2 years jail over the brutal bashing of Lee Burham, which happened in front of her 2 young children and mother. Yet this brazen criminal didn't bother to show up for his court appearance where he was sentenced. So he's still at large. No justice has been done for the victims, who've told me in an exclusive interview they're terrified they'll be attacked again.
He's changed who my kids are. He's changed who I am and my mum.
My mum. Yeah. I don't like to see our children hurt. Excuse me, sorry.
You can see it on their faces. Lee Burham and her mother, Darrell Ison, are terrified.
You're just in fear for your life, in fear for your family.
Terrified that the man who viciously attacked Lee in a violent rage which began at a suburban McDonald's drive-thru will strike again. His name is Troy Shane Kuskopf. The CCTV footage shows this impatient and aggressive man get out of his car and start abusing the family as they ordered a meal.
We were just driving through the McDonald's to get the boys some dinner. I think he was just frustrated because he wasn't getting served quick enough. Never experienced anything like that before. Sorry.
I maybe could have prevented her being hurt if I hadn't stopped.
No, I could.
Then on the other hand, what could have happened?
It was 8:30 at night on Australia Day. Lee Burham was with her 2 young boys and mother at this McDonald's drive-thru when a man behind them started hurling abuse from his car, blaming them for how long he was having to wait. What happens next is terrifying. When the family left the McDonald's, the crazed man tailgated them down the road.
Do we go home? Is he going to follow us? Do we go through the lights? Are we going to have a crash? All these things going through your head.
And it's here, a kilometre away, at a red light, he jumped out, dragged Lee from her car and started beating this terrified mother in front of her own children. It all happened less than 50 metres from their own home. Lee Burham's 2 young boys, Jai and Raj, were in the car, along with their grandmother, Darrell. The entire family witnessed the brutal beating of their defenceless mother.
The sound, that's what sticks with me. My grandson's sounds that were coming out of it was terrifying.
The most frightening part of all, Lee's attacker is still at large and may live close by. This is despite the fact he's been sentenced in court over the terrifying assault.
What were your kids doing in the car when they were watching you being attacked?
My son was at the window screaming and he punched the window where Jai was.
Moments later, without a word, the attacker got back into his car and sped off, leaving Lee on the ground, bloodied and bruised.
A few cars drove past and nobody.
So nobody stopped to help?
37-year-old Troy Shane Kuskopf is acting out of control and violent from the moment he drives into this busy McDonald's on Queensland's Sunshine Coast.
Obviously, we were taking too long and he road raged it right up and, just took it way too far.
We drove probably about 150 metres and my eldest son just screamed at him, "He's coming!" Pulled me out of the car and started assaulting me. Punched me a few times in the face and then threw me to the ground and kicked me a few times and then just sort of manhandling me around.
Darrell Ison, Lee's mum, was the driver of the family car that night. She's still traumatised by what happened.
Trying to calm the boys, trying to assure them that we were going to be okay.
Troy Kuskopf was sentenced to 2 years jail with eligibility for parole after 8 months. You'd think that'd offer some closure for the family, but sadly it hasn't, because this gutless and violent man never showed up for his sentencing.
No, he doesn't have the respect at this point in time of the court system.
Sergeant Darren Taylor is from Queensland Police.
At this particular time that he committed the offence, he was actually homeless and transient. We had no fixed place of abode.
And the fact that he hasn't never appeared in court just shows that there's no remorse, there's no
respect, no, it's just nothing.
Someone somewhere knows where this bludger is, and he's no doubt bludging off somebody. He's no doubt sponging off somebody. He's no doubt hiding with somebody.
Commentator Gary Hardgrave.
Family involved would understandably be very, very scared about this bloke finding them, coming back, having another go.
Lee suffered terrible injuries to her face. The damage bill to fix her teeth was $3,000. Troy Kuskopf was ordered to pay her $1,000 in compensation, which of course Lee hasn't received.
And I think the restitution's laughable. I think the sentence is laughable, but...
He needs to be rounded up as a matter of priority and dealt with severely.
Lee has been forced to quit her job as a youth worker, all the while forking out money for ongoing counselling to deal with her trauma. The single mother also has to take care of her 2 boys.
Their behaviour changed a lot. They were really fearful.
And with Troy Kuskopf still out there, this devastated family continues to live in fear.
Terrifies me, terrifies me.
Are you worried about running into him?
Oh yeah. And the sad part is, he would recognise us too.
Makes me really, really scared.
He's vicious, he's a coward, it's a very dangerous combination, and if you recognise Troy Shane Kuskopf, please call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.